so let's make sense of this all. This is a Screamin' Eagle Harley Heavy Breather Extreme. You see it in the background there, my 24 Street Glide. That's what we're putting it on. Let's get wrenching. All right, so we'll prep a couple things before we get this on the bike. In your kit, you're looking for your throttle body adapter, and you'll need your snorkel. You'll note on this throttle body adapter is there's a couple nubs on it. And so you want to note those because in the snorkel, there's a couple cutouts that will fit those nubs. And so don't get this backwards. It kind of can go both ways, but you basically want the stepped up portion here to go into the snorkel. And again, I'm going to put it in there and I'm going to spin it till I feel those nubs seat in. It goes in real easy. And then you'll see the step down portion here will still be protruding from the snorkel. Next, you're looking for your snorkel gasket in your kit. It does have a sticky back and you can just peel this off here. And then on your snorkel, just make sure you don't have any major grease, you know, around the face of this or anything. Also, I want you to note that on this gasket, there's an actual little cutout, so to speak, or a little arc, if you will. And so that needs to line up here. You'll see a little bit of an arc there on your actual snorkel. And so I'm going to line the holes up. Of course, at the same time, I'm lining that little arc up, and just make sure you got everything lined up real good here. And once you get everything lined up, of course, then you can just push some good pressure on here. Make sure this gasket is stuck on there. All right, next you're looking for your breather fitting in your kit. And you can see on your snorkel at the top, it is threaded. Looks like it's already got Loctite on there. And so we can just go ahead and thread this in. And I'm just gonna get this snug. You can use a 9/16 wrench because it fits around this real good. And I'm not gonna go too tight with this, nice and snugged, and we'll leave it just like that. And just a note, I'd be careful about over tightening this. It does have thread lock in it and it should be good to go and seal up just fine. All right, so first thing we're gonna remove our stock air intake, 3/16 hex head for the main bolt for the cover here. And we'll go ahead and get that backed out of there. And then we can remove our cover. From there, I can kind of just tweak the filter here a little bit to the side and then pull it back, get that out of there. And to get this housing off, back up in here, there's two bolts. I've got a 14mm socket on an extension, and I'll go ahead and start backing these out. And you'll definitely feel that they are thread locked up in there. And we'll move over to the other one here. And got the second one out there. And then you've got an additional two bolts here right around the throttle body, Torx T27. Moving over to the other one here. And we'll set those aside. On the outside of the air intake, you've got a third Torx T27 right up top. And as we're backing this out, this is the last bolt that is holding the entire air cleaner housing on, except there is a hose still connected to it, so it's not actually going to fall when you get that bolt out of there. It's still hanging on by this hose. And this does pull out. It gives you some extra hose up in there so you can get this out and away, and then we'll just work on breaking the seal on this hose a little bit. It's not clamped or anything like that. You can see I got it there. All right, and so if you're wondering why I chose a Harley branded Screamin' Eagle air intake for this 24 Street Glide, well, it's because at the time of this video, there's nothing really available from aftermarket companies. They are scrambling to get parts made for these bikes, and so those videos coming real soon on the channel because I'm going to be testing a bunch of different intakes for you. But make no mistake about it, this is a great intake from Harley and it looks super cool too. All right, now that our snorkel's set up, we're going to go ahead and attach it to the throttle body. And in your kit is hardware. For this, you're looking for 3 panhead screws. All right, and on these 3 panhead screws, I will be putting blue Loctite on all of them. And I know the bottle's red, but I assure you it is blue Loctite. All right, now I'll take the snorkel. We've got our breather fitting on there. And of course, I'm just gonna fit that right into the line there. And then of course, we'll line up the holes. We've got our gasket on there. And I've got a 5/32 hex head T-handle here that makes it easy to kind of get these back up in here and at least help me get them started. And I'll line up the second one here. And our third one here, we're not going to be able to get the T-handle on it there. We're just going to have to do it with our fingers. All right, and this lower one on the front here is just kind of a bugger to get in just because the way it sits in there. So I'm not going to be able to get the socket or a T-handle on it. I'm just using a hex head L-style wrench here. All right, so that lower front one is just a little bit of a bugger and tedious with a wrench like that. Luckily, the other two you can put on a long extension, again, 5/32 hex head, and they have enough room that you can actually get up in there. And I'm kind of just going around. I'm not snugging anything down yet. I'm just getting everything kind of seated there. We got the top one. We'll move around to this back one here. All right, and so those are all just seated all the way around now. All right, and so we've got the bolts seated all the way around the throttle body here. I've got my handy torque wrench set to 60 inch-pounds, which is what they call for. And if you want to check these torque wrenches out, we've been using them for a long time. We really love them. I'll link to them in the description below. They're a good deal, and they just work really well. And so as you can see, I'm going to go around. They not only give a visual on here, but they also give an audible leading up, and you can see I met my torque value there. And I got a helper here now. I'm going to go ahead and torque this rear one. Again, link to these torque wrenches in the description below. No additional cost to you if you click through and make a purchase. We do get a small commission. It helps support this channel. And unfortunately, this front one, there's no way to get a torque wrench or socket or anything up in there. It's not the best design, but we're just going to have to do this one by feel. And there we go, 60 inch-pounds. All right, just real quick and we'll get right back into your video. As you can imagine, a ton of man hours, expenses, and effort going to keeping this channel going strong. We're just trying to help as many bikers as we can worldwide. There is a way you could support us by becoming a patron member, and I'll link to it in the description below. There's benefits for becoming a member, such as t-shirts and stickers. You get access to the private Facebook group, which is a troll-free zone. It's literally nothing but bikers helping and connecting with other bikers in there. You get access to podcasts early, live video broadcasts, and chat, premium videos upon request, and of course, access to those ride, meetup, and events. We appreciate you considering becoming a member. Now let's get back into your video. Next, we're going to loosely attach the throttle body cover to the Snorkel, and you'll see 1, 2, and 3 right there are what we're looking when we're putting this underneath and we're lining it up with the Snorkel. And I've got these pre-treated, of course, with blue Loctite. You're looking for 3 more pan head screws in your kit. And I'll go ahead and get this finger started here. And just moving up to the front here, again, finger started here. And our third pan head screw right up underneath here. So now you're looking for the 2 largest bolts in your kit. They already have blue Loctite on them. And this is why we haven't completely tightened this throttle body cover down, because it allows us to manipulate it a little bit. We really want to get these lined up. These big bolts go into the cylinder head. And to help you can get a T-handle, 7/32 hex head. That will help us get it started there. And I'm going to go ahead and go back to the rear one here. Again, going into the cylinder head there. And I'll use my T-handle to assist here. And I'll go ahead and seat this rear one down there. And my T-handle's getting a little short here, so we'll move on to a socket 7/32 hex head. And we'll get that one seated. All right, so we've got these large bolts seated now. We're going to go ahead and torque them with our handy torque wrench. If I haven't mentioned, this actually comes in a set of 2, one larger one smaller one. This is the smaller of the 2. It's calling for 22 to 24 foot-pounds. I have this set at 23 foot-pounds. And we'll move up to the front one here. So remember, we didn't tighten down the 3 bolts in the throttle body cover so we could line up the big bolts that go into the cylinder head. So unfortunately, you can't really get a socket in here. There's not enough clearance. So we're going to have to use a 7/32 hex head L-style wrench and just get in here and see if we can get these snug down. All right, and so as I'm tediously getting these tightened down, just remember, anytime you change your air intake or exhaust, especially this air intake, it is necessary, and you can actually do damage if you don't, but you're going to need to recalibrate the ECM. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit that bell icon so you're notified, because I will be putting that video out soon. After I get this on and get it tuned, I'll show you how to tune it. And so luckily on this bottom one, I'm able to get the socket on it and ratchet. You're not going to be able to torque these. 55 to 60 inch-pounds is what they say, because you can't even get up there, especially those top ones. But nonetheless, it's not that much, and they've got blue Loctite. And don't forget, these big bolts going through the same cover are into the cylinder head, so it's not coming off. And there we go, about 60 inch-pounds. All right, now I'm going to install our filter housing to our snorkel like so. Best way to do this is you're looking for your 4 captive screws in your kit. I've already got blue Loctite on them. I put that on there. The easiest way to do this is this actual filter housing is threaded, and you can thread it all the way through, all 4 of them, and then you can see it's going to thread into the actual snorkel. And so if I turn this around, I'll go ahead and thread that all the way through. So now it's loose, see, but it's in there and it won't fall out because those again are going to thread into there. So I'm going to go around. I've got another captive screw here, and I'm just going to do this on this one, and I'll go around and do the other 3 here. And you can see all 4 of those are in there now. And I can go ahead and seat that up there. 5/32 hex head T-handle here. I'm just going to get these started all the way around. And as I'm going around doing this, I'm not seating them yet. I want to leave some play. It assures that I can line all these up and not get them cross-threaded here. And once I get them all started there, I'm going to go ahead and go around now, and I can go ahead and seat each one. And I'll kind of go in a diagonal pattern here. So I went there, now I'll go down here, and then we'll move up to here. And that assures this is seated level. And now that they're all seated, I can come in with my torque wrench. They're calling for 55 to 60 inch-pounds. And again, I'm just kind of going in a diagonal pattern here. All right, so now we can put our filter into our filter housing. And you should note that this looks different on each side. So you can see this is recessed in here a little bit, and I'll tell you why here in a minute, but that goes to the front. And then this here in the rear, you can see it's designed a little bit different. That goes to the rear, so it seals up in there real nice. And so we can go ahead and slide it in there like so. And you can see again, that is recessed there a little bit, and that's because this comes with it. And that's your actual part number there. And this is actually the filter portion that goes in here, and it is treated you know, with a filter oil like K&N or something like that. And obviously you can replace this when it gets real dirty. All right, and with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get it out, and it is of course very oily. All right, once out, you'll notice it too is different. It's flush on that side, and then it kind of protrudes on this side. Well, this smaller portion here actually fits down into here, and then this rim will sit in here. So make sure you have that correct, and you'll see it sits in there real nice and flush. And then we can come on top with our actual filter cover there. And you've got 4 of these guys right there, and you can see where they go, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it is a 5/32 hex head. I'll get those started. And I'm not thread locking these. I'm going to have them on and off, obviously, for maintenance and to clean this. And going on with our last one there. And again, just kind of going in that cross pattern. So we get this down nice and flush. And just seating this last one. And then I'm going to go around and give these a final snug. 27 to 35 inch-pounds. I am not going to get the torque wrench out for these. It's not very tight at all. Again, you'll have these off and on for maintenance anyways. All right, and also in your kit comes a pre-charger, which is what they call it. It's a dust cover. So if you're riding in really dusty environment, you'll want to rock this bad boy. And that basically, you know, just helps keep it cleaner longer in that dusty environment, so that you don't have to clean and change your element as much. And provided in your kit is this lovely warning sticker that they want you to put right on the outside of the snorkel. Wouldn't that look great? Not gonna happen. And one of the only cons from my experience on a filter like this, some riders don't like this sticking out so far. They like a flatter profile, because depending on your size, it can interfere with your leg a little bit. I'm 5'8", and it really doesn't bother me at all. And before I tune the EFI, I am going to install these Screamin Eagle Extreme Flow Titanium mufflers with carbon fiber end caps. They are super sexy mufflers. So those videos coming real soon on the channel, so stay tuned. All right, and I've got my grubby mitts all over this thing. I'm gonna use BUGLSIDE, our #1 go-to waterless motorcycle cleaner. Love the stuff, use the heck out of it. Available in the Law Abiding Biker store. Link in the description below.